The Israeli flag is now flying high at City Hall after officials hoisted it up this morning in a ceremony that was met by pro-Palestinian demonstrators.
Our Mark McAllister live right now at Queen's Park ahead of another flag raising. Mark, you asked the mayor why she decided to skip the ceremony this morning. What did she say?
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's happening here at Queen's Park first this morning. As you mentioned, there is another ceremony going on right now. There are a couple of hundred people gathered around the flagpole here on the south side of Queen's Park to celebrate Israel's Independence Day. As you can see, plenty of flags. Behind me right now, there's actually a few protesters that have shown up with their own Palestinian flags at the same time. However, that doesn't compare to what happened at City Hall this morning. With that ceremony at City Hall this morning, there were a couple of dozen people, including some councillors that were a part of that ceremony. But in the square below, there were a significant number of protesters trying to make themselves heard, messages aimed at those that were attending the ceremony up top. You mentioned that Mayor Olivia Chow was not a part of those ceremonies. She, in fact, made herself available to the media soon after that flag raising took place. She said that obviously this is a highly divisive issue to have the Israeli flag flying at City Hall, and she didn't want to necessarily step into the middle of what is a divisive topic right now. And as a result of that, she said that the flags themselves are in fact allowed to fly at City Hall. It is not a political decision, it's one that's determined by policy. And here's what she had to say about that policy specifically.
Because of the 1999 policy, neither myself or any city councillors has the right to say yes or no to any flags raising. We could change the policy and bring it back to a political decision rather than delegating it to the city protocol office, but that would require a council decision.
Clamoring for genocide and violence against Jews.
Now, last week, the city of Ottawa had in fact decided that they were going to make sure that their flag raising ceremony did not take place publicly. What was happening this morning was in fact a private ceremony in Ottawa as a result of the same thing, the anticipation of some protests going on, and they didn't necessarily want the disruption. Again, here at Queen's Park right now, we're not seeing much of that disruption right now, just a few pro-Palestinian protesters and more than a couple of hundred people here anticipating the flag being raised here at Queen's Park. Tonight on City News at 5 and 6, we will have that much more, including some words from Councillor James Pasternak about why exactly he felt there was a need to make sure that the flag was raised at City Hall this morning. Back to you.
That is our Mark McAllister reporting from Queen's Park. Appreciate the update. Thank you.
Terrorism are wrong. They should be universally wrong.